SHL Game of the Week. We are live from Northbrook Ice Arena for tonight's SHL Game of the Week on YouTube Live. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome into this penultimate game of the week for the 2018-2019 SHL season. Tonight we have a classic SHL matchup between Glenbrook North and Stevenson, and with the SHL playoffs looming in just a couple of weeks, a crucial 2 points on the line for these two teams. Glenbrook North comes into tonight's game coming off an incredible overtime shootout win last night. And for more on that, we're going to send it down to Taylor Rammel with more.
Taylor Rammel here, joined by GBN head coach Evan Polakidis. Evan, 8-2 in your last 10 games. Obviously, the team is firing on all cylinders right now. What's the message to the players as we get into February and towards the end of the regular season?
Well, I think like everyone, you want to be peaking this time of year, heading into the playoffs. So, you know, so far so good. It's just we've been hit with an injury bug. So, you know, we've had to make a lot of adjustments to get to where we are. We defend first and then hope to score.
And coming off, obviously, last night, a huge overtime shootout win against New Trier Green, the top-ranked team in state. What's the message? Obviously, you got some tired bodies. How do you build that momentum heading into a Sunday afternoon game here today?
Well, you know, this is our fourth game in four days, so we are a little banged up and a little tired, but, you know, I think everyone was excited to get to the rink tonight, especially after yesterday's game. So, you know, we'll see early how we play and go from there.
And, Coach, you said it, banged up. You guys are down 5 players, most of which are key contributors. How does that adapted lineup affect your game plan?
You know, I thought last night was, you know, all the years being here, I thought that was probably the guttiest performance that I've seen. Everyone had to play harder and more minutes, and you know what? To a man, they did it. So I give them a lot of credit, and you know what? We'll see what we bring tonight.
Got it. Thank you so much, Coach. Good luck today.
Yep.
So thank you for that report down from behind the Glenbrook North bench from Taylor Rammel. Doing an outstanding job for us. He'll join me up here in the broadcast booth, bringing you color commentary. Of course, I'm Max Anderson with all the live action for you from Northbrook Ice Arena. As head coach Evan Polakidis talked about that win last night, a seismic win in this SHL as we come down to just the final couple of weeks of play. Glenbrook North with 5 games left after tonight in SHL play, and Stevenson with only 3. So really coming down to it for GBN, shorthanded, as Taylor pointed out, to go into the top-ranked team in the state, New Trier, who's been so good all season, won their first 28 games of the season, including their first dozen in SHL play, to go in on a Saturday night, 3rd game in 3 days, and knock them off and get the win in the shootout was quite the victory and just a huge momentum builder as they head towards the last few games of SHL play. One thing to note, as Taylor getting ready to join me here for the broadcast, one of the things head coach Evan Polakidis talks a lot about every single year, he really prefers stacking SHL games toward the latter part of the season. He really feels like it gets his teams ready for the state playoffs.
Oh, absolutely, and he's certainly not wrong. As he's stacking these SHL games up towards the end of the season, he's playing the toughest competition in the state of Illinois. He's able to gauge how his team is operating, how the special teams are playing, the goaltender play, the forwards, what goals are being scored, who's contributing where. It's really a great gauge as to the total and overall performance of his guys heading into what he always expects to be a really strong postseason performance from his Spartans.
Coach Polakidis mentioned the multitude of games they've played, last night being their 3rd in 3 days, and obviously tonight being their 4th in 4. Over those last 3 games, they dropped a tough one at Loyola on Wednesday night. Then they came back, beat New Trier Blue Friday night, New Trier Green last night, and looked to make it 3 in a row and just continue to carry that momentum throughout the game. But 4 games in 4 days, Taylor, at this level of competition, it'll be interesting to watch the legs of these Glenbrook North skaters throughout the game. And we're underway, and right off the bat, Evan Eisenstark tosses it deep, a little bit different look. We've been used to seeing Tim Burke and David Wilcox on the back end, such stalwarts, probably the best pair in the state on the back end. But one thing you will see are those two in their forward positions tonight. It's a wrinkle that they've had to add out of necessity.
Not only the 2 of them, but Dalkey too. All 3 of them will have, I'm going to guess, around 6 shifts each at the offensive side of the puck. GBN needs their offensive prowess. They need their playmaking abilities, especially as they're down 5 key contributing starters.
So Wilcox will try to use that speed here in the neutral zone, but he gets checked off the puck. This one dumped deep and cleared by Zach Wesley. Just under a minute into the game, this puck intercepted in the neutral zone by Stokes. He'll just toss it in, and starting goaltender for Glenbrook North, Brennan 9, will fall on it. Brennan 9, a sparkling 8-2 on the season in SHL play, averaging just 1.6 goals allowed a game and a 94% save percentage. Taylor, no question he is in the running for goaltender of the year in the SHL.
Oh, absolutely, and it's exactly what you would have expected from Brennan heading into this season, a kid who works hard, focuses, and brings his A-game every single day. He was in net last night in that overtime win against the #1 ranked New Trier Green. Evan asked him this morning, are you ready to go? He said, absolutely, coach.
Shot from Jones, quickly steered aside by 9. First test he's had, and he passed it.
So 9 always prepared to play and always giving 100%, and he has, you nailed it. He's been spectacular this season, Max.
And we've talked about the injuries, and will be an impact, but it really starts to put pressure on some of the guys down the roster, the Millers, the Levins, and some of the other guys further down the roster. Braden Roy, who's getting some early ice time here tonight. Here's Mikey Day, he shoots. Oh, that one just misses the far post. But really puts pressure on some of those guys that weren't asked as much early in the season, but now with injuries are going to be. Here's Kopka. He's steered off the puck as he tried to come through the slot. He was stopped there. Puck misses the stick of a Stevenson defenseman, and they'll have to go back and reset, but a bad pass in the neutral zone. Wilcox will dump it deep.
Max, as you mentioned, up and down this roster, riddled with injuries, they are absolutely going to need some assistance from their depth players, their role players. That will be key for the Spartans tonight.
Eisenstark takes it off the half boards. Comes near side corner, dumps it in. Digging it out there. For GBN is Andrew Rubin. Side of the net now, couldn't get it into the slot. Glowacki was waiting for it there to no avail. He'll keep things going. Here's Rabkin, but he loses the puck. That one behind is Alan Tokarski. Tokarski will play it out of his own, but misses his man. And once again, Eisenstark on the back end to get things going for the Spartans. Wilcox now back in his defensive spot. So just something to keep an eye on all night is guys like Wilcox and Burke, who are going to flip between defense and forward positions. And it's obviously bore success last night, and it's a recipe I'm sure Coach Evan Polakis will continue to milk. Meanwhile, on the Stevenson side, kind of a tough start to the year, Taylor, and really have played a lot better hockey these last couple of weeks. Obviously, a big win over York, helping them in their standings, and they're starting to get their legs here in the latter part of the SHL season.
Yeah, they sure are, and we've talked plenty about the injuries on the GBN side of things. Conversely, Stevenson finally starting to get really, really healthy. Only down one player, Carter Devlin, who was taken out of play earlier this season with a concussion, and unfortunately, one of the better players on the roster last year, expected to be the best player this year, or one of. His hockey career has come to an end. It's sad to see, but you know, as we know nowadays in pro sports, amateur sports, concussions are not to be played with. Other than that, they're finally all healthy. Daniel Rahm in his first game back today, he's the only Stevenson Patriot to have scored on Glenbrook North this season, so he's back.
Here's Offenbach from a sharp angle, very nearly shoots it off the back of 9, but Schellis can't keep it in at the blue line, and Stevenson will have to reset. Oh, good play there. Takes a big hit, but to make a play was Jaden Andrews, only his 5th game this year in SHL play. One of the bodies that's had to come fill in for head coach Evan Polakis, and like we mentioned, not to belabor the point too much, but just riddled with injuries, and they're still winning tight games against good competition. Now here's the younger Wilcox. He'll be asked to step up more on the defensive end. Dahlke comes in, he checks Kopka, tries to get the forecheck moving, but no one from Glenbrook North able to get the puck in behind the net of starting goaltender for Stevenson, Jeremy Ryback. Ryback have a tough SHL season thus far, just 1-5 with a 4 goals allowed average and an 87% save percentage. So a matchup to keep an eye on is Brennan 9, of course, versus Jeremy Ryback. Dahlke now far side half boards. He gets pestered there by a pinching Emmett Baker. but able to clear it out. We'll go the length of the ice. No icing on this one. Down comes Liam Jones with speed. Look at Jones up the far side boards, blowing past a couple of defenders for a good stick from Eisenstark. Ends that trip down the ice for Liam Jones. Now puck loose in the slot. Dangerous spot for that. Eisenstark able to settle it craftily, and here's Glowacki. Now Rubin on to Dahlke. Dahlke will shoot. That one saved by Ryback. Out with it comes Max Slavin. He loses the puck in the neutral zone. Rubin will try to get it going for Glenbrook North. There's one thing, Glenbrook North a little bit slow in the first periods. They do a lot more scoring in the second and thirds than the first, and we've seen that here play out on the game of the week. Haven't necessarily seen them come out to fiery starts in the 3 or 4 games we've had them. That second period, something seems to switch, and if it's just settling into a game or feeling out an opponent, you really feel like that second period is where GBN settles into the game sometimes.
No, you're absolutely right, Max. Only 11 goals scored for GBN on the regular season in the first period. So not sure if it's a slow start, whereas they might just build momentum as the game goes on. Conversely, Stevenson, they've allowed their fewest goals against in the first period. So they usually come out a little more solid on defense, especially as we get started in the game, and the number slowly increases as we get to the second and third periods, from 12 to 15 to 21 goals against finally in third period play here in Scholastic League hockey.
10:33 left in the first period. Not a whole lot of action on either net thus far, just a couple of shots each way, none of them that dangerous.
No, certainly not dangerous, and it hate to say, but it does look a little bit like a Sunday afternoon game so far. Somebody's going to need to start laying some bodies out, burying pucks, get their benches into this, because it's a little quiet here for Scholastic Hockey League action that we usually see.
And if you have this on your laptop and the Saints-Rams game on your TV, we thank you for joining us here tonight, this afternoon rather. Rare afternoon game. Most of our games of the week have been evening games, but this Sunday afternoon game is, oh, good pass there from Rubin. Shot just wide of the net from Glowacki. Now Skya waits for it back at the blue line. He can't knock it down. So it'll be Burke all the way back in behind his net to settle things down. Under 10 minutes left here in the first period. Glowacki takes the check from Stokes, unable to play it on. Here's Schellist, who tosses it deep, and like a good first baseman, Brennan Nine gloves that and plays on. Puck loose through the neutral zone. Good back check there from Levin. Able to take the puck away and play it on. But to no avail in the neutral zone as here comes Offenbach. Offenbach with some speed and space down the left side. He shoots off the post. That very nearly got over the right shoulder of Brennan Nine. Out to the neutral zone. Stokes once again will spin it in deep. Brennan Nine, a very active goaltender in net. One of the more active we've seen in the league. He is not afraid to come out of his net and play the puck. At this level, you don't normally see as active goalies, but he is very comfortable out of his net.
He sure is. Brennan Nine always aggressive with the puck. Occasionally it'll find it that he works his way into trouble, but more often than not, he's able to command the puck, make solid plays, and get it to his defenseman. Day with a big hit on Wesley. There will be no call.
And now we will have a whistle. This will bring the puck all the way down into the GBN zone. We want to thank our great sponsors here on the SHL Game of the Week: CCTY Bearing, Stormy's Restaurant, Financial Solutions Advisory Group, and Loyola Academy Hockey. Thank them for their great support of the SHL and the SHL Game of the Week. .22 left in the first period. Face-off draw one in their own end by GBN's Wilcox. He gets checked in behind, slowed down momentarily by Kopka. Trying to force it out of the zone. Finally, Day, who a little bit of a surprise start here tonight. Didn't think he was going to play. One of the cast of injuries that GBN's been dealing with, but he's able to gut it out. Here's Dahlke, 2-on-1, 3-on-1 opportunity. Good stick, slow it down momentarily. He's Dahlke, he shoots. That puck bouncing up right in the middle of the slot. No one can find it. Finally, Miller, he shoots that one blocked out in front. Best chance of the day thus far. GBN had a 3-on-1. And if it weren't for the great stick, I believe it was Liam Jones who got his stick in the way, it could have been a juicier opportunity for the Spartans. Now Jones with some speed, far side, he skates, tries to find an angle, shoots again. Very nearly finding the top shelf, but the top of the shoulder, Brendan Nine steering that side. So very clear where these Stevenson Patriots are trying to attack Brendan Nine, and that's over the shoulders.
Yeah, and you can tell they're sending the wings wide with speed and cutting back in front towards the slot. Jones able to do it perfectly. That's the second or third time we've seen him do that today. He has wheels to the outside, cutting right to the net, almost putting his team in a good scoring position.
One of the faster players in this league is Liam Jones. This rink-wide pass from Wilcox finds the stick of Rabkin. Now Rubin, now Rabkin. Rabkin tries to shoot a puck backhanded, can't get it through. Forced to the sideboards here. Now below the goal, tries to find Rubin out in the slot, but that one intercepted by Max Slavin. Now back the other way comes Stevenson. Rom coming down the slot, stick to side there by Brennan Nine. Tries to just swat it towards the corner. That shot wide of Nine once again. Under 6.5 left here in the first period. We're still scoreless. Shots a slight advantage to Stevenson at 6-0. Although none have been that threatening. They've all been pretty easily steered aside by Nine. Clearance attempt just getting it out. It was Daniel Wilcox trying to continue the possession in the offensive zone, but puck just squeezed outside the zone. Wholesale changes here for GBN. Glowacki gets it. What a great stretch pass there from the back end. It was Burke who found Glowacki, but he couldn't handle as he entered the offensive zone. Now a turnover in the neutral zone. Here's Daniel Wilcox. He'll shoot that one just wide of the glove of the net of Reebok.
Max, we talked about it, but there's Wilcox up on the left wing, already running over Stevenson defenders behind the play, making his presence known.
Oh, a great chance out in front. I don't think the Stevenson forward, I believe it was Zach Wesley, was ready for that pass. Here's a shot again, wide of the net, but a great opportunity there from Stevenson. It was a 2-on-2, but a crafty play to really turn it into a 2-on-1, and Wesley just didn't think that puck could get through, and his stick wasn't on the ice. One of those lessons to always keep your stick on the ice, especially as you head towards the net.
So a full line change for the Spartans. Wilcox drops back from left wing to right defense. He's getting double shifted as he needs to be.
And we're under 5 minutes now. 7-4 shot advantage for Stevenson. We mentioned really the grinder that Glenbrook North likes to put themselves through at the end of the SHL season. After tonight, they'll play GBS on Wednesday, Loyola Gold on Saturday.
Those aren't light opponents. They have their arch rival GBS at Glenview, so it'll be a hostile environment. And then they go play the #2 team, Loyola Gold.
And then
just stretch right at the end.
And then just in case they were bored, they come right back next Sunday and play York. So, that puck, a lot more threatening than I think people realize. Might have clipped the post. Reebok didn't really give that the respect it deserved.
No, I thought it hit the post too. That was not expected.
Oh, bad turnover here. Here's a shot. Kopka just misses the top shelf. He had an amazing opportunity near side circle. Cross ice Jones. He winds up, shoots, looking for a deflection. Still loose. Sprawling was 9. And that puck didn't go in. Off the ceiling, and we'll have a face-off draw. So Stevenson with their best chance yet. Had a couple of opportunities. Couldn't put him on net.
Great look from Kopka there. Unfortunately for the Patriots, he sails that up and through the uprights. But Kopka usually lethal from the slot area there. 23 points in 16 games played so far this season in SHL play for the Patriots. He is their leading goal scorer, leading point getter. So an A+ opportunity in the slot, usually buried by Kopka, just pops up and over his stick blade, missing the net.
Now on come the Spartans. Rabkin can't hold the puck into the offensive zone. That puck's going to miss the stick of Fishman and go the leg to the ice. So another icing. But again, mentioning the schedule that GBN setting themselves up for, in addition to the games I just talked about, going with York on Sunday, January 27th. the next game after that again is Loyola Gold. So just this Glenbrook North team, we're going to find out a lot about them between last night's game, which I feel like we already found out a little, but over the next 10 days or so, we're going to find out a lot more about how good this team can really be. Now Burke, here's a chance, loose. Dahlke shoots, that one just misses the near post. GBN getting some nice point-blank chances. Here's another one from Dahlke. That one whizzes just wide of the far post. Eisenstark able to keep it in momentarily. Now Schellest will make a nice rink-wide pass. Here's Fishman, but he can't handle it. Big hit, and down goes Daniel Wilcox. Now Stokes skating. The game's starting to pick up in physicality. This Stokes and Burke get into a little bit. Stokes still poking it at Burke, and they're still mixing it up. And I believe it's going to be Burke that's going to be the only penalty, which I disagree with that. I thought that should have been going both ways, as Stokes kept slapping his stick at Burke as he was trying to skate up the ice. And I feel like maybe a missed retaliatory penalty there.
That's Stokes' game for the Patriots, and he is so good at it. He loves to get his stick on the shins, back of the heel, towards the skate of opposing forwards when the officials aren't looking. He gets under players' skin and does a beautiful job there of drawing a penalty, putting his team on the man advantage. But Stokes is good at that. He knows exactly what he's doing. Not his first rodeo.
As you mentioned, the power play for Stevenson, and league play really hasn't been friendly to them, just 5.5% on the power play. Just 2 goals so far on the year. Really been not their strength so far this year. Conversely, GBN in their typical fashion, sparkling 93%, 42-45 on the penalty kill.
Well, that penalty kill every year is so wonderfully coached to be patient, stay disciplined, not to chase too far into the corners, to rely on their defensive stalwarts.
Now behind the net here, Stokes looking, backhanded, good stick there. Another shot. That one either saved or off somebody's shin boards. A lot of traffic in front. Here's a 2-on-1 for Glenbrook North. Mikey Day coming up the slot. Here's a shot and a big save by Reebok.
It's a great effort there by Reebok, who comes probably about 5 or 6 feet out of his crease to challenge the shooter. Even though it was a 2-on-1, he hollered for his defenseman to move over and slide, take the pass away, and he challenged the shooter, so a nice job there by Reebok.
Ideally, if you're, I believe that was, when you have a 2-on-1 opportunity and the goalie comes out that aggressively, ideally you'd like to make the pass, correct?
Absolutely, you'd like to make a pass. And what you want to see there for the Spartans is to spread out more. They were almost barreling in on a tight little slot there together, as opposed to keeping it out to the periphery of Reebok. If Reebok unable to see the pass, he won't come out and challenge that shot, and that's a lot more ideal for the Spartans.
Crafty play by Kopka there, creating some space on the power play. Could have been interference, no call. Now Stokes gets the puck all the way through to Jones. Jones shoots, still loose around 9, and he finally falls on it.
That puck is still loose.
That puck bounced about 6 different times before it ever got to 9 and net. And with 52 seconds left on the Stevenson power play, that's the second or third threatening opportunity. Yeah. Stevenson power play looking good so far tonight.
Absolutely, they're passing the puck well in the GBN zone. Somebody got because the puck was still loose, so one of the Stevenson forwards got to poking around Brennan Nine's pads, and he gave him a nice little hello on the top of the toe of the skate.
Schellest, rink wide, Jones. Jones retreats, drops it to Offenbach, far side circle. Offenbach with speed, tries to get it around into the slot, can't. Puck still loose, and Wilcox tries to clear it, can't get it all the way out. Here's Eisenstark trying to pin Offenbach against the boards. Offenbach now with a little bit of space, far side circle. He'll shoot, and that one easily saved by 9.
Stevenson running a nice little cycle in the far corner, trying to set something up as soon as they run into trouble. GBN chasing a little more than usual, and it's almost gotten them in a little bit of trouble. But some good passing plays there by the Patriots as they try to get up on the board here. 26 seconds remaining on their man advantage.
And 1:53 left here in the period. Face-off draw won by GBN, a crucial one there as Wilcox will be able to spin this one high off the boards and down. And we have a penalty. Didn't see what happened. It's going to be against Stevenson. Did not see anything that would have resulted in a penalty. Taylor, I don't know if you saw something different.
No, I did not see the penalty call.
Regardless, it's going to be Cohen headed to the box.
I'm not sure where that occurred. I don't think it was behind the play. I was watching as Wilcox fired the puck off the wall and out of the zone. He had Mikey Day streaking up the middle. Would have created another nice 2-on-1 on the penalty kill for GBN. I'm not sure. I did not see the call, so nonetheless, the Stevenson man advantage is negated. Both teams will play 4-on-4, a little bit of pond hockey action here.
And just in about 5 seconds, GBN will get their first turn on the power play, which has been decent so far this year. 11, close to 12%, 9 of 67 here in SHL play. Burke gets it near side half boards. He'll try to set up an umbrella. He does. Here's Wilcox, spins it rink wide. Eisenstark back to Wilcox. He looks for lane. He'll shoot, deflected in front, and it falls right in front of Reebok. And well, the face-off draw to his left, rather.
Stevenson so far in SHL play an 80.9 on the penalty kill. So ideally, you'd like to see that number up in the high 80s. A Stevenson team that usually is very strong in their own back end, especially on the penalty kill. They have a lot of speed they can throw at you, and they're usually aggressive. So head coach Tom Wood, I'm sure, would like to see that number improve.
Rink wide, Eisenstark with space. He'll shoot, that one blocked in front. Oh, it did get through. Deflected, and then well for Reebok to get to that one as he saw it all the way through despite the deflection.
Not only was there deflection, but there was a few GBN bodies in front, so Reebok doing a wonderful job of tracking the puck and swallowing it up right in his stomach.
Face off now in the corner, trying to clear and just getting out of the zone past the stick of Eisenstark. So 46 seconds left here in the period. Barring a goal, Glenbrook North would get about 20 seconds in the second period of power play time as this once again cleared and played by 9.
Great job by Stevenson's Wesley. As usual.
Just a different team than we saw Stevenson really get blown out by Loyola just a couple of months ago. Running clock, it was really ugly. They had no life, no speed. The power play was disoriented. The penalty kill was getting torched, and now with 5 seconds here, here's a shot and into the belly of Reebok. Just a very different confidence as we watch the Stevenson team than just about 6 weeks ago.
Absolutely, it's a night and day comparison, and as we talked about, they're getting back to, well, they are at full health now, but they've been struggling with injuries earlier in the season. The tables have sort of flipped between these two teams on the ice. GBN started out all players healthy, no issues. Stevenson started the season missing a lot of key contributors. Now tables have kind of flipped, so Stevenson really needs to capitalize on this, bring their A game here, walk away with a win, start to build some momentum, and continue that winning.
Just 4 seconds. Miller will try to get a shot off. He can't. That will be the end of the first period. 18 seconds will be on the power play for Glenbrook North. When we start the second period, I want to thank our great sponsors here on the SHL Game of the Week: CCTY Bearing, Stormy's Restaurant, Financial Solutions Advisory Group, and Loyola Academy Hockey. We thank them for their great support of the SHL and the SHL Game of the Week. We'll take a quick timeout, catch our breath, and come back with second period action in just a minute. You're watching the SHL Game of the Week on YouTube Live. Welcome back. Second period action about to get underway. Alongside Taylor Ramble, I'm Max Anderson. All the live action for you here from Northburg Ice Arena on this cold but sunny Sunday afternoon. If you opted to watch this run from home or watching from around the country and even around the world, we've had several countries. We've had Canada check in, and I'm sure we had a couple of European check-ins as well, maybe family members on business trips or just friends around the world. So it really is a worldwide league here. Is the SHL, is a chance right off the start of the period for Stevenson. But wherever you are, here's another play by Kopka. Tries to get into the front in the slot, can't get it through.
Some of the officials in the stands are none too pleased with the officiating on the ice. So you can hear a few shouts.
But whether you're down the street or around the world, we thank you for tuning in. What a great SHL season we've had. Big thanks to Jimmy the Wiz, Jimmy Olsen, who's just completely revamped some of the technical sides of our broadcast, bringing the great graphics, starting lineups and goalie matchups, and graphics and intros. Really doing a lot this year. Here's a shot, gets all the way through, good rebound, another shot, that one just missing the far post. And I believe it was, yes, Adler that got checked from behind, no call after he took a wicked wrister that was steered wide by Reebok. Game's picked up a much more physical tone the last 5 or 6 minutes of gameplay. Here's Kopka 3-on-2 if he hurries. Good stick there to disrupt the play. Skaya, what an outstanding play, as Stevenson had a bit of an advantage there.
Certainly, but Cohen snuck over and interfered with his man, got in the way. He needed to open up a new lane, go to the outside instead. He skated to the middle and kind of crossed paths with his own teammate.
Now with 2 or 3-on-1, if Glenbrook North hurries, here's Rabkin. He's got Adler coming down the slot. He loses the puck. Back comes Stevenson the other way. And a little bit getting caught up behind the play as Adler and Kopka. A little bit of a flop, I think, there from Adler. I don't know that Kopka was anywhere near him, but
the referee behind the play just laughed at the two of them, let them both go off on their merry way.
Suppose we got the Oscars coming up here in about a month.
Yeah, we do.
Doing his best tryout was Adler. Now Stevenson into the offensive zone. Eisenstark will slap it around the boards, but stopped there by Wesley, at least momentarily. Oh, nice play there. Rabkin to move around Wesley, but Offenbach there to keep it in for Stevenson. Eisenstark, a soft pass. Mikey Day will give that a chase. Kept in at the point there by Tokarski. Now a nice pass. Here's a shot. Good save, 9. Tokarski again will keep it going. Stevenson, their best sustained offense. Here's some room for Offenbach. He waited just a half a second too long to get that shot off, giving the stick of a Stevenson defenseman the chance to get in the way. Here's Rom. Rom looks back door. Oh, good stick there.
Great look by Rom.
Stevenson offensively just as coordinated as we've seen them
Absolutely.
all season.
They look great. They look great.
Now.
They're attacking in droves. They have the men in the positions they need them to be. And a wonderful backdoor look there by Rom. He had the space. A nice job by the GBN defense there to get a stick in the passing lane, but
here's Offenbach. Offenbach skating wide, looking for help. He'll about face, just missing the stick of Wesley. Now big shot there. And a sprawling pad save there from 9. Now 15 saves in net for the talented GBN netminder. Again, be on the lookout for awards season from him, because he's had just a sparkling season in net for the Spartans. Here's a chance, Dalkey out in front. Good stick from Stokes, not to let that one get through.
Max, you talked briefly there about Daniel Rom. With that backdoor look, he's been dangerous all evening for the Patriots. Just coming off of an injury, as we said earlier, he's the only player on the Stevenson roster to have scored against the Spartans this season. They sorely missed him. His absence been glaring from the Stevenson forward group all season. Finally back and contributing to some dangerous looks already for the Patriots.
There's DeMaio, tries to clear it, but in a dangerous spot. GBN's Andrews will keep it going. Burke tries to throw it towards the front of the net and stick to side, kept in at the point 11. On comes Stokes. Errant pass to DeMaio. Schultz will try to get it going. An errant pass from him. Misses Frischman. There's a pass stepped in front by Max Slavin, not to let that one get through. So these two teams trying to trade some stretch passes, try something to spring somebody loose while both these teams are on the long change. See if they can't catch one of these line changes sleeping. This shot fired over the head of 9 and spun all the way around. Liam Jones back to play it in his own zone. 12:30 to go here in the second period. We're still scoreless. And folks, it hasn't been for a lack of effort. Both these teams just playing really well. And for a Sunday afternoon game, you would feel like this is a prime time matchup.
You said it, Max, and we've talked about Stevenson and how hard they've had to work when they've been down a few players. Now they're back to being healthy. Another gorgeous zone breakout there by the Stevenson defenseman. I mean, this is such a stark contrast from the Stevenson we saw just a few months ago. You know, and their defensemen so mobile between Stokes, Shellest, Wesley. They can move the puck. Their mobility is key for Stevenson, and they've had a number of really nice zone breakouts here today so far.
Jones, he had a shot that was deflected wide of the net and fought off the pack was Roseman. 9 will play on. Gives it towards Eisenstark, squeezed out, and here comes Braden Roy. He'll wind up. He'll shoot that one high off the shoulder, still loose. I don't think Reebok had any idea where that puck went.
Nope.
We've talked about it on the Game of the Week before. Just one of the funnier moments in sports is when a goalie makes a save and the look on a goalie's face when he has absolutely no idea where the puck is. It is one of the funnier things to me in all sports, and you saw it right there from Reebok.
Well, he had to hunch his shoulders up. It was a high shot that he blocked. He didn't know if it was in his glove, if it was up in the air, if it had gone behind him or to the corner.
And as a goaltender, you're taught just to freeze.
The rule of thumb, the rule of thumb is unless you're way out of your net, the rule of thumb is stand still, watch the opposition.
Here's Kafka, he shoots. Oh, fought off by 9 again.
Great save by 9.
Stevenson really trying to get the puck up on 9. Clearly the game plan going in is that's where they want to attack him. And here's a bad play off the boards by Reebok, very nearly leading to a Glenbrook North goal, and this puck comes jumping out of the ice surface, and Jones takes a little bit of a shot at Miller after the fact. But
Reebok put that puck off his paddle, didn't know that there was a black sweater right in the area, almost dangerous. He misplayed a little bit. But as we were saying, Max, a goalie's going to want to watch the opposition's eyes because the opposition's going to go right for the puck. So you want to stay still, moving nothing but your head in a split second, and you watch what's going on around you and move accordingly. The last thing you want to do is have a puck fumbling behind you or to the side of you, and you spin around real fast, knock it into your own net. That's about worst case scenario. So they are taught, stand still, only move your eyes and your head, watch what's happening around you, and that'll usually be the hint.
Shot out of a cannon with Joshua Wright trying to catch up to that long stretch pass. Unable to. Well, icing up the other end. I want to thank our great sponsors here on the SHL Game of the Week. CCTY Bearing, Stormy's Restaurant, Financial Solutions Advisory Group, and Loyola Academy Hockey. Thank them for their great support of the SHL and the SHL Game of the Week. 10:41 left here in the second period. Still scoreless. Both teams with some nice chances, but we've had sparkling goaltending, good defense, and really active sticks, not letting a lot of shots get through too, but despite 29 total shots, there's been maybe half that blocked.
Here we go again, Max, another gorgeous breakout by the Stevenson defenseman.
And Burke gets ridden to the ice. Here's Miller with some speed and space. He's got Dalkey in the side. Oh, wide open, backdoor was Day. He couldn't get a stick on it. Good stick lift there, Dalkey. He's going to get another chance. He's going to shoot that one, blocked by Shellis. Again, a shot. Puck still loose. Miller shoots, but another save by Reebok.
Great save by Reebok. Unbelievable. He shuts his left pad down on an outside rebound from an off angle. He just kicked his leg out. Cat-like reflexes and keeps this thing knotted at 0. Great save by Reebok.
So the save of the game thus far for him. We've seen a couple acrobatic ones from 9. If you looked at just the numbers, you would think a huge advantage in net for Glenbrook North, but Reebok says not so fast. I I can move between the pipes too.
Oh, certainly, and that was the first real sprawled out save Reebok's had to make. He's done a wonderful job of keeping his calm between the pipes, staying composed, allowing the play to come to him, not moving around too much. As you've noticed, a lot of his saves, Max, have come in his chest and his shoulders. He's swallowed up a lot of pucks.
Bad miss there. Wilcox, he shoots, he scores! Glenbrook North takes the lead 1-0.
May have spoken too soon on that one. But what a perfectly placed shot. That beats Reebok glove high.
It was a bad pass out of their own defensive zone. I couldn't quite catch who it was, but the very dangerous David Wilcox was just waiting just above the far side circle and rifled home the first goal of the game, and it's 1-0 GBN.
Liam Jones back to tap his netminder on the pads. Tell him to shake it off, stay in the game. They need what we've seen from Reebok so far. They need that to continue through the rest of the game.
And it just goes to show you, defensively, you let your guard down for just a second. One errant pass, and maybe not quite paying attention, a little bit of lack of focus. And just like that, one of the top players in the state, like Wilcox, can give his team a lead. Just got to be so focused at all times defensively against a team as talented as Glenbrook North. We'll have a quick switch of face-off draws. It will be a Wilcox, the younger version, V. Cohen, and it's Glenbrook North that comes out with it. Trying to break out. Here's Levin. He'll just fire it deep, make Reebok play it. Levin gets it right back. Looking for somebody at the point, didn't have anyone. And he'll lose the puck because of it. Wilcox just coming on a line change, wasn't quite here near the near side blue line, and forced out. Puck still loose in the corner. Good stick there by Adler to keep the puck in the offensive zone. Backhanded shot, puck loose, and Reebok, good positioning, not going to let that one by him.
Nice move by Levin to avoid the first defenseman, try to curl into the front of the net and open up a scoring chance there. An even better job by Reebok to pounce on top of it and prevent that from happening. Some jawing after the play, but nothing will come of it.
Face-off drawn out of the left, won by Stevenson. SHL, he loses the puck there. Offenbach there to cover his line mate. Offenbach, another player with a lot of speed, and he's demonstrating it here. Offenbach skates, high slot, shoots, blocked there. He's gonna shoot again. Aggressive out of his net was 9, and that puck's whirled high, and a big hit. As Braden Roy took quite a hit there. I believe we're gonna have a penalty. A slash. Braden Roy got hit pretty hard. He was looking for a call, didn't get one, and took his frustration out with his stick as a weapon, which is an absolute no-no in this game.
Not the way to get things done. Instead, he will put Stevenson on their second man advantage of the evening. So if you're Stevenson, you were well under the 10-minute mark remaining before both teams will head to the locker room. You would love to get things tied up here and try to build upon that as you head for the ice cut break.
Just 8 minutes left here in the second period. Game moving along nicely, not a ton of stoppages. Really been nice flowing play for most of the game. For this 2-minute power play for Stevenson, like Taylor, you just mentioned, would be crucial. Here's a turnover. Liam Jones skates into the slot, gives up. Here's Offenbach. He shoots in. Brennan 9 up to the challenge. Puck back door now. 9's post to post. Oh, chance back door. Wesley couldn't find the puck.
Again, Max, we're seeing a well-constructed Stevenson power play, really getting some great puck movement. You have to think something's going to go their way with one of these opportunities.
One of the things that felt so glaring early in the season for Stevenson was just not enough offensive firepower. You know, they lost so much from last year's team that incredibly successful Stevenson team.
Fantastic roster of young men last year, certainly no question. Lost a few key contributors.
Early in the season, you just didn't see it. You didn't see the creativity, the speed, really the openings that you would hope from a team like this. But the Stevenson team we're watching here tonight, especially in that one-and-done state playoff format, is going to be someone to be reckoned with, and will most certainly be a pretty high seed. A backdoor open, 9 goes post to post again.
Unbelievable. That shot caromed off the boards behind the net on the initial shot, bounced off and went to the opposite post. 9 able to go from left to right at a moment's notice and gets there just in time to close the door.
1:05 left on the power play here for Stevenson. They've had a couple of good chances. They haven't been able to cash in. Here's Schellist, skates toward the high slot, instead gives up to Kopka, spins it back Wesley. Wesley out in front. Jones just pops over his stick. That shot whistles wide. Wesley tried to deflect it. Side of the net, wasn't able to. Now cleared. Here's Rabkin shorthanded with 42 seconds left. He'll, at the very least, try to waste some time. Wesley up the ice. He's got some speed. He'll shoot. That one saved by 9. Bad rebound control. Put that one right out in front, but no one from Stevenson could cash in. Here's Burke. He'll fire it off the boards, fighting to keep it in as Stevenson forced out nicely by Rubin. Rink wide, here's Offenbach with some space. Near side circle. He's going to shoot, deflected out in front, and 9 will scoop that into the glove and be glad to take a face-off draw to the left. And Wesley and Rabkin going at it. Wesley, one of the bigger players on the ice, whereas Rabkin, one of the smaller, but Rabkin not backing down.
No shortage of heart there.
Wesley gets escorted to the bench. Just more of a cool-off tap from the linesman. Want to avoid silly penalties in a game that's really, really important to both teams here tonight. Stokes keeps it in at the point.
Oh, some heavy body contact along the far side half wall.
And puck pops out of play. Talk about the importance of this game. Of course, New Trier Green currently leading the league with 33 points, a record of 16-1-1. Right behind them, Loyal Gold at 13-2-1, and GBN at 13-3. But GBN really with control of how they want this to play out, and if they're able to win the regular season crown. We mentioned their schedule coming up, a couple of games against Loyola. They'll definitely have a chance to hop them as they trail the Ramblers of Loyola by just a point, and they both played a square amount of games. So, as they say, that it will be played out on the ice. And of course, the SHL playoffs coming up in just a couple of weeks. We traditionally cover quite a few of those, as many as we can here in the SHL Game of the Week. Schedule pending. Now a turnover here. Here's Day, side of the net, sharp angle, finds a shot, and he scores!
That's a great passing play there by the Spartans. A pass thrown into the high slot, banged home, nothing much Reebok could have done there. But that is the opposite of what the Patriots needed and hoped for.
Take a glance at the replay, try to see who exactly we'll credit him to. I believe it was Miller backdoor. Let's see if we can, excuse me, not a rebound. It was a direct pass.
Oh yeah, straight through the slot. And then into the far side, just tucked gently a few inches inside the far post.
Yeah, it was Casey Miller that got the goal. And Mikey Day the assist on the shot too. It's not like Miller buried it home, didn't get all the kind of knuckling puck, but Reebok was a little bit out of position, wasn't able to recover in time, and just like that, it's 2-0.
We're gonna get a boarding call here, or it might be a check from behind. Reebok already on the Patriot
advantage.
bench.
Here's Offenbach, sharp angle shot. Stevenson gonna play on.
They have 6 attackers now.
Almost was ready to call too many men on the ice, then I looked down and realized 3 back had come off. So Stevenson trying to take advantage of an extra man here with 4:50 to go in the second period. Finally touched by GBN's Adler.
Interference is the call. So they're being lenient. It was all numbers in the near corner. I think it was Schellest who was blasted from an ugly angle.
So third power play opportunity here for Stevenson, and it feels like a critical one. 4:47 left here in the second period.
I don't think it was Burke. They're sending Burke over to the box, but I don't think it was Burke. There's some discussion now.
Let's take a look, see if we had it on our feed.
All right, they're sending Burke into the box now. It looks like, and Everett Levin will
see if we can.
Will come out. So yeah, so I'm not quite sure what. Burke is still chirping from the box. Doors are open and half the officiating crew over talking to head coach Evan Polakidis just outside of the Spartan blue line.
We're pulling up the replay here. See if we can't see who this should have gone against. Near side boards here just below us to the right. Yeah, that should have been, I believe Everett Levin is who that should have been.
Yep. So that's what Burke is upset about. It was Levin.
So that's crucial
as I
too,
suspected,
because
they sent Burke into the box. It was not Burke, it was Levin. So that's why he's upset. He's saying it wasn't me, Stripes.
And not to mention the importance he serves on this penalty kill for
Yes.
GBN. What a play, Dahlke. They're going to get a shorthanded opportunity if they hurry. Dahlke still fighting. Backhand, he gets taken down. That might be a penalty shot.
No, it won't be a penalty shot, but it sure will be a trip.
What an individual effort, Matt Dahlke. Matt Dahlke, just all heart and effort there, earns his team the 4-on-4 opportunity. And you could see the GBN bench, Dahlke, a mess of snow and ice, as he gave everything he could, blocking the shot, forcing it out, then forcing his way
all the way down the ice. It'll be, I think, is it Schellest now in the box? No.
It's Liam Jones, I believe,
Liam
number
Jones.
3.
Scorekeeper put 3 on the board, not 2.
So 4-on-4 pond hockey, as Taylor's so often fond of.
A little bit of pond hockey action, baby. Open that ice up.
Here's Schellest and Dahlke. How do you like that? On a penalty kill. Got to be a little bit tired, but there's no way Dahlke was coming off the ice after an effort like that. He wanted to stay right out there and play some of this wide open hockey.
He got a 30-second breather. He's ready to go.
Schellest rink wide now. Eisenstark staring him down. Instead, he'll offer it to Offenbach. Far side, boards, oh, what a move. Offenbach finds Wesley now, backhanded shot, tries to force it in, but the wall that is Brennan 9 wouldn't let it happen.
Stevenson, that's the second or third time they've tried that stuff attempt from the side. GBN defensemen need to get over and go to that man. They're not doing so in time, allowing the Stevenson forward to hold on to the puck and cut right into the blue paint. Give a good whack or two on the pads of Brennan 9, try to stuff that puck in there. GBN defensemen need to be quicker on the attack or they might find themselves in trouble. So only so much Brennan 9 can do.
A minute left here on 4-on-4. Wilcox and Eisenstark on the back end. Normally we'd say that happens all the time, but with Wilcox's new part-time position up as a winger and a center at times, he is Mr. Everything for this Glenbrook North team.
He sure is. And he's doing a darn good job of being a rental forward, too. It's not easy playing both positions every other game, let alone in the same game.
Is Stevenson a little bit of a threat here? And I want to get into that a little bit, Taylor. I mean, you would think, when you think about it from any other sport perspective, basketball or baseball, if you play shortstop or second or center or left, don't feel like it's that big of a difference. But what are some of the major differences between shift to shift, going different positions like that?
Well, it's certainly in the sense that you're gonna go from being back.
What a save there, Brennan 9. Backdoor was Cohen, who denied him. Sorry, Taylor, you were saying.
When you have those defensive responsibilities, a lot of times you're going to catch yourself in your own lane on defense. Your left defense, you're in front of the net, in the slot, and in the left corner. Whereas on forwards, you're constantly moving around. Sometimes you're on the right side of the ice. So it can really mess with your sense of positioning. And more often than not, a defenseman, that'll get in his head, and he'll want to step back and almost act as like a third defenseman or a last man in. Whereas with these GBN defensemen we've seen play forwards like Wilcox, their offensive instincts are already there. They're given the green light to go. Even when they're back on the back end playing defense, they're already allowed to jump up into play. Right. So fortunately for players like Wilcox and Dahlke and Burke, it's not terribly hard to make that adjustment, but it certainly messes with your positional awareness and the intensity to which you feel you can maintain your step in the play and not get caught doing something you shouldn't be doing.
This puck makes it all the way to Brennan 9, and not to mention too, I mean, we've talked early in the game about this being the 4th game in 4 days, and the first thing to go when you talk about fatigue, coaches will tell you this all the time, is your legs, then your head. It really takes a lot of focus when you're tired, and when you're talking about going different positions with different responsibilities, it's something Coach Evan Polakidis has to manage.
No, it certainly is, and I mean, if this doesn't tell you how in shape he has his players, I mean, there was a couple shifts now we've seen from Burke and Dahlke where they play on defense. Their whole team goes for line change. They hop up on left wing or right wing.
Brennan 9 hugging that post, not letting that puck get towards the...
I mean, that's a double shift. Not only are you starting on defense, which is exhausting, but then you're getting the green light to get up into play and try to contribute to some goal scoring, go on the forecheck. I mean, they have to be absolutely drained. So it just shows you how in shape head coach Evan Polakidis keeps his guys heading into the playoffs here, heading into the end of the regular season.
Wilcox had a bit of an opening, got a deflection from Burke, but instead of going down, it went up and over the net. 1:18 left here in the second period. 2-0 Glenbrook North. 11 now. Takes a bit of a hit. Really gets crunched into the boards. And Wesley comes out with it. Nicely played there by 11, not to let that puck get all the way through to Rom.
It's a wonderful job to bat that out of there. That takes a little bit of hand-eye coordination.
Under a minute to go here in the second period. Oh, and a big hit and a follow-up hit there on Wilcox.
That is a beautiful. No, Wilcox thinks it's on him. No!
And it's going to be a tripping against Wilcox.
I have to voice my displeasure from that play. I thought they were going to call the cross-check on Wilcox following his hip check. Instead, they're sending Wilcox, and I have to voice my displeasure. That is a bad call.
See if we can't get a look at it here on replay. As my replay mechanism goes haywire here for a second.
From my view up here in the bird's nest, it looked like he tracked it all the way in and made a good hip check. Much like we saw from Schellis earlier in the day, I have no issue with those kind of hits so long as they're not down at the knees or below, and that certainly didn't look to be the case. And Wilcox was not happy, and understandably so. We'll watch the replay here. It looked like the outside. It looked like the outside of his right hip caught the other hip. So
close call. No doubt.
I'm not wearing a striped shirt and an orange band around my arm, but nonetheless.
Jones' nice job to get back here, but here's GBN shorthanded, trying to make something happen as Dahlke again. Just if there's a play to be made or work to be done, here's a good bet. Dahlke's in the middle of it. That's going to be the end of the second period. Kind of crept up on us there.
We'll have a minute and 10 seconds on the power play for Stevenson as they come out here in the third. So you got to hope for Stevenson, a little rah-rah speech, get your guys going, get focused, come in. Their power play has been solid all game.
And a critical minute 10 coming up, clean sheet of ice, fresh legs for Stevenson. They want to start the comeback trail. It's got to start when we come back. So we're going to take a quick timeout, catch our breath, let them clean the ice, and come back with third period action. in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. This great SHL matchup is going to come down to the wire. You're watching the SHL Game of the Week on YouTube Live. back here live from Northbrook Ice Center for the SHL Game of the Week. We're going to take it down to the ice level where Taylor's with Stevenson head coach Tom Wood.
Only 5 or so more games left in the regular season. What are you going to work on heading into the end of February and into the playoffs?
Well, you know, I think for us, we focus on team defense and trying to keep the shots to a minimum, try and get shots from the high-scoring areas. You know, for today's game, we've had a hard time getting into that house area in the high slot between the dots in front of the net. They play good defense, so we're focusing on getting shots from quality areas, getting bodies in front of their goalie. He's a very good goalie, so that's what we're trying to do in this game and for the whole season. That's always what our goals are. So.
Thank you so much, Coach. Good luck in the third.
Taylor checking in with Coach Tom Wood, who faces a 2-0 deficit as we start the third period here. Team's played well, though. This is, like we mentioned, the first 2 periods of this has been a different Stevenson team than what we saw a month or 2 ago, and then we had them on the Game of the Week. It's been a much more fluid, intense, physical Stevenson team than the one we saw get beaten badly by Loyola on a Game of the Week about a month back. Alongside Taylor Ramel, who's hustling back up here to our broadcast spot. Thank you for that nice interview from him. I am Max Anderson. Our track crew here of Russell Wagner and Jimmy the Wiz Olson. Live from Northbrook Ice Arena. Momentary delay as everybody gives the backup goaltender Ben Newmark a little bit of the business as he was a little bit slow getting out. Taylor still can't get his headset on. He's laughing. That was pretty funny.
Backup goalie brought the water crate out. Everybody cheering. You can't forget the water in the locker room.
So we underway here. Stevenson will start the period on the power play. Here's Offenbach. He'll try to get things going. Gets past Eisenstark. Now below the goal. Gets it out into the slot, but Eisenstark there to intercept it. Schellis knocks that down with a high stick. The linesman and the referee were talking to each other and did not see that happen. I've never seen that before. Neither one of them were looking at the play. That was quite strange.
Speaking of the referee, John Surza, about to be inducted into the Illinois Refereeing Hall of Fame, so congratulations to him.
Doing it a long time. Here's Wesley, shoots that one, just missing the near side post. Again, they're still chatting here at center ice. Dalkey trying to spin past Jones again. We've seen this matchup a couple of times. This one is won by Jones. Here's Dalkey, far side half boards. He'll spin a wrist shot and easily knocked out by Reebok. He's been very solid. I don't think either of the goals necessarily his fault. Maybe a little bit poor positioning on the second one, but certainly not any major gaffes on his part, and for the most part, he's been in pretty good position. 15:43 left here in the third period, excuse me. A 26-21 shot advantage from Stevenson, but Brennan Nine has kept all 26 of those out.
Brennan Nine has looked his usual fantastic self so far this evening. We've talked about him at least 10 times or so far on this broadcast, but he is cementing himself on what should be a first ballot all-star team come the end of this season this year.
GBN trying to hit one more goal to all but cement this game, where Stevenson desperately trying to find that first goal. And you got to feel, if you're Stevenson, starting to squeeze the stick a little bit tighter, trying to do a little bit too much maybe. Try to get that first goal. They just got to keep playing their game. Here's a bad pass, a chance out in front, a follow-up, and that one just wide of the far post. I have absolutely no idea what Emmett Baker was doing there. And here's a great pass into the slot, shot, and a big save, and cleared out by Wilcox. So both these teams, some pretty inexcusable defensive plays. Here's Schellis, that one blocked in front. So a couple of inexcusable defensive plays on both sides in about a 15-second span. Emmett Baker's one of the more puzzling ones where he's just
hurt.
Oh, we got a man down, and
yep, it looks as Stokes.
And it is Stokes. That is a big problem for Stevenson. He is in a lot of pain.
It looked like he went right into the stanchion and immediately dropped to the ice.
Hold it in the back of his head, maybe his neck.
Yep.
That is
that's
scary.
not what you want to see. They do have a trainer in the building. I don't know where that trainer is. Shell is definitely shaken up. Assistant Coach Wood over to
Stokes is the one receiving attention.
Yes. What did I say?
Yeah, Shellist. I don't want anyone. I don't want to worry.
Do not worry, Mr. and Mrs. Shellist. If you're not in the building or listening to this broadcast, your son is safe.
But some serious concern for Brett Stokes.
Yep, he's off to the side of the bench. Get his helmet off.
Face-off draw here, won by Glenbrook North. 14:30 left here in the second period. And just a workmanlike effort here tonight for the Spartan side of the net. Here's a shot. That one saved. Spun around. Eisenstark sprints to get there. He can't quite stop that before it leaves the zone, and it'll be Burke back to get it. Playing on here, Jones in the neutral zone. Jones tries to skate by. A big hit. Burke puts him down and has a word for him after. Now Jones now laying on top of the puck, and sticks being dug at him.
They're going to move the puck out of the zone, but my goodness, did Burke get some liberties in onto the side of Jones' thigh and ribs. He's down on top of the puck, and Burke poking him with a little bit of intensity with his piece of lumber just right in the side. You're going to lay on the puck, might get poked.
Face-off draw outside of the neutral zone. One by, here comes Day. Again, weren't expecting him to see him here tonight. But nonetheless, playing through some pain. Obviously, Glenbrook North a little bit shorthanded. You can only imagine that had to have played a part in the fact that we see him out here tonight. Is now another Glenbrook North player slow to get up. It was Miller. Backdoor very nearly. It was Rom that took advantage as Miller was slow to get up. Stokes takes a run at Day. And a face-off draw going to come inside the...
Day and Wesley. Day avoids an impending doom from Wesley. Wesley with a full head of steam. Going to ride him right into the boards. Day avoided the hit at the last second. Wesley absorbed his speed into the glass all by himself. And then the two will get tied up.
2-0 our score here with 13:28 left in the third. Our 2 goals tonight, both from the GBN side. Well, the first coming from David Wilcox on a slap shot, hard wrister maybe, from the top of the far circle in the second period. And the second goal coming from GBN's Casey Miller. So far,
there it is. That's an interference. Right.
You called it. It's finally, I believe was it Wesley or Baker? It's Baker. That's going to take that penalty, and really not a smart one, or really rather stupid one.
No, it would have been an icing, and instead he came from behind and rode him right in and lifted up from behind, got right in his way. Baker heading off the ice.
You know, I'm not sure that was that severe of a penalty.
Absolutely not.
The only thing I saw was Coach Tom Wood pointed him and point to the locker room. I think he may have just kicked his own player out.
Yep, he tossed him off the bench.
I think he was so unhappy with what he just did.
Yep.
A stupid, selfish penalty. I think he said, that's enough for you, Emmett Baker, tonight. Yep. You can head back to the dressing room.
That's certainly what happened. You can see the official talking to the head coach. The head coach is 100% within his rights to send a player to the locker room.
And good news
you
here.
You have to have somebody in the bench to serve, though. So I can't quite make out who he has serving the 2-minute minor, but he let
good news.
He let him go. Let Baker go get a shower nice and early.
Good news for Stevenson, though, and obviously all this a little bit of concern for Brett Stokes, but he's back on the ice and seems to be okay. Certainly something to keep an eye on, as he was in some discomfort, but he's back out there now. Now Miller. Rink wide, here's Wilcox. He gets taken down, no call. Here's a slap shot, that one well high of the net. Wilcox far point now, oh, misses the puck pretty inexplicably. And he's got a man in close Close chase was Justin Roseman, but the speedy Wilcox able to get that. And no damage done. On comes Miller. Mikey Day. Clear a little bit of space for Miller, but quickly closed there by Wesley. Wesley, a rather controversial figure here tonight. He's played a physical brand of hockey. There's no question about that. Some would argue right at the line, some would argue over it. Either way, that's still Stevenson looking for a couple of goals in the last 12 minutes if they want to try to force an overtime and steal a couple of points here on this Sunday afternoon. Big hit there. Wesley puts Rubin in the ice surface. Bad clearance attempt. What an effort. David Wilcox momentarily. Stick came up and
did a nice little Superman dive along the blue line to hold that puck in.
Fourth game in 4 days, laying it all on the ice.
Almost a really dangerous line change there, Max. I'm not sure if you were watching. Some hesitation almost caused nobody to play the puck for the Spartans.
It looked like David Wilcox was very conservative getting off the bench there. It looked like his line mate had come on to the bench.
Yep, he had.
It took him a while. I'm not quite certain why. I think he was scared of getting it too many men. Penalty,
he was. The linesman was right there next to him, and he wanted to make sure his teammate was completely off the ice. Wilcox was unaware that the puck was right behind him because it had followed him as he turned to go off for a line change. So almost pretty dangerous there.
Got to keep your head on the swivel if you're David Wilcox. Very nearly cost his team just not getting off the ice quick enough. Stick floating around the ice. $300 piece of lumber just hanging out behind the play. Here's Roseman. Roseman will shoot that one easily gloved by Brennan 9. I want to thank our great sponsors here on the SHL Game of the Week. So we get a good look here of Brennan 9 and net, who's just been spectacular. Get a good look at his numbers here. 28 saves on the night. Stevenson, despite being down 2-0, trailing. Here's a shot, another save by 9. Just so confident in net. Has a presence that really leads this GBN team from the back end. Now Burke with some speed. Not able to catch up to that one. Misses the stick 11, but Skyo will be back to play it for the Spartans. We're under 10 minutes left here in the third period and in the game. Shellis gives to Stokes, drops to Roseman. Roseman now near side boards. Ridden off by Glowacki. A shot towards the front of the net. Puck bouncing around, still loose. And a quick whistle.
Official lost sight of it.
That puck was very much loose in front of Brennan 9, but
sure was.
The whistle stopped play there. .50 left here in the third. Face-off draw now to come to the right of Brennan 9. It's Mikey Day versus Adam Offenbach. His numerical counterpart square off. It'll be Offenbach that wins it. Just takes a shot on net. And 9 will fall on it. Wilcox, a bit of a risky pass there, gets a fortunate break. Here comes Day, misses the stick and skate of Miller. Goes the length of the ice for an icing. I want to thank our great sponsors here on the SHL Game of the Week. CCTY Bearing, Stormy's Restaurant, Financial Solutions Advisory Group, and Loyola Academy Hockey. We thank them for their great support of the SHL and the SHL Game of the Week. There's our beautiful new equipment. I know Jimmy Olsen has really enjoyed this new laptop the league has bought for us. Some great graphics and all the great work that he's done on the broadcast would not be able to be done without this great support of our sponsors to be able to buy this new equipment. So we thank them, and I know our viewers at home thank them as well. Eisenstark overskates the puck. Really good stick from Miller there. Doesn't let Stevenson get much going. Clock ticks towards 9 minutes left in the game. Stevenson still desperately searching for that first goal. Again, it's not like they haven't had some opportunities. They've had really good passing combinations and really fluid play through the neutral zone and into the offensive zone, but Brennan Nine's been outstanding. They just haven't been able to find the back of the net. Now Wesley, near side boards. Tosses it rink wide, Offenbach. That errant pass will be calmly taken by David Wilcox. Oh, flying leg there by Wesley, and Wilcox didn't go down, but that was some malintent there from Wesley on the way by. This puck high off the board, stays in. Offenbach will try to get it going. You see GBN really pressing up, not trying to let Stevenson have an easy out. This puck goes the length of the ice and an icing. 8:13 left here in the third period. Still 2-0 GBN.
We heard from Coach Tom Wood of the Stevenson Patriots. They're going to want to use their speed, try to beat Glenbrook North to the outside and get shots into the slot, into the dangerous areas in front, get some bodies there, and try to make some magic happen here. Only 8 minutes and 13 seconds left on that defensive zone exit. You heard Coach Tom Wood yelling, move your feet, move your feet. He needs that puck up to the forwards and out of the zone into the enemy territory as fast as possible on every shift here from now on out.
Now here's Burke, side of the net, puck bouncing around in the slot, but Reebok quick to fall on that, not let any damage happen. There's Frischman giving chase near side blue line. Oh, puck takes a weird bounce right out in front of Nine, but he's able to take his stick and just poke it away. Now in the corner, here's Levin. This Levin being the newest addition to this varsity team. One of the additions because of the rash of injuries. Currently with the puck is Andrews, and he is one of those as well. Coming up from JV, filling in, trying to take some ice time from some guys that don't figure to be back. Pretty sure Slovis being done for the season. Overzaronic hasn't played in a few months. Not expecting him back. Vanian and Kim hope to be back, but some wait and see on them as well. So,
and Day was a surprise today. We didn't think Day was going to go, so.
There's a shot, that one wide of the net. Here's Schellist. He tosses it middle of the ice, but swatted away by Adler. Wilcox just content to dump the puck deep, let a couple of his forwards go pester on the forecheck, but G-Man really playing conservatively here in the third period, just very content to let this 2-0 lead go to work. Sometimes you fear a little bit they sit too far back. Could give Stevenson some opportunities, but thus far, the plan is working for these Spartans.
GBN's forecheck far more aggressive than the first two periods. You have to guess if that was discussed in the locker room between periods. Don't let Stevenson get a jump, attack their defense that are so mobile and can have the ability to change games.
Milwaukee with space, gets it out into the slot, backhanded shot, big save, Reebok. Puck still loose, far side corner, Milwaukee. He's the one that started this offensive rush. Back to the point, Sky, he shoots that one into the chest of Brett Stokes. Doing his best goalie impersonation there. Now Roseman tries to find the stick of Kopka, knocked away by Burke. Skya pestering him there all the way. Oh, a penalty, I don't know about that.
That'll be a trip.
Didn't quite see it the same way, Taylor. It sounds like you did.
Yeah, just, you know, inadvertent. They got tangled up. And took him down along the far side wall, right in the view of the head referee right there. That is certainly not the wrong call.
So a 2-minute power play, and
Stevenson has to capitalize. They have to.
And underscoring that imperative is the fact that Stevenson just took their time out. This is everything. They need a goal in the next 2 minutes if they really have expectations to win this game. They're so far 0 for 4 on the penalty power play, and a 5th one upcoming.
But that's not to say that they've been poor power plays. They've been really good power plays. They've had a lot of puck movement, a lot of good positioning, a lot of spatial awareness. They've been able to cycle down low along the goal line and in the corners. Heads up play along the half walls. They haven't been able to get the puck to the dirty area right in front. They haven't been able to bang it home, and Brendan Nine's been fantastic. You can't overstate that. He's been great.
And you nailed it, Taylor, and it's exactly what Tom Wood pointed to between periods. They've got to get to the dirty areas.
They do.
They've got to get in front of the net.
They do.
The puck has to find its way that way, and no more important time to start than really right now in this power play for Stevenson.
Yep.
5:40 left here in the third period.
You have to wonder, had this power play come a minute or two later in the game, you almost have to wonder if Reebok would be on the bench and there'd be 6 attackers down 2 goals, put it all out on the line, try to win this. But with 5:40 left, that would be ill-advised. And they need it. They need it on their 5th attempt. They got to get one here.
Face-off draw won by Stevenson, a crucial one at that. Liam Jones shot that one deflected just wide of the net. Great opportunity there. Able to keep it in to prevent a one-and-done situation is Kopka. Near side half boards, he looks, searching for some room. Drops it now to Offenbach. Now Jones, rink wide, Kopka pops over his stick. Here's Schellis top, drops it down bottom of the circle. Offenbach, his shot blocked by Wilcox. Day tries to scoop it out. What an effort, Offenbach, not letting him clear it. 1:24 left in the power play. Here's Wesley, fires back Offenbach. Top is Schellis, just misses his stick, but Kopka's able to keep it in. Misses the stick of Wesley.
Stevenson has to attack these loose pucks. They're doing a nice job of it now, but you can tell they're starting to get a little bit worn out here on the man advantage. They have to keep attacking these pucks and keep the possession alive.
Tim Burke, a big hit on Offenbach, dropped him to the ice. Back to the point now, Schellis. Schellis immediately pressured by Day. Drops toward the net, shoots. What a save, Brennan Nine.
Wow, and you could tell Schellis had that give and go, worked to his man down low. Justin Roseman, oh no, I apologize, that's Offenbach. He had him set up in the wheelhouse along the right side of the slot. Schellis gave it to him, scoot around the impending forward back in front and called for the give and go pass. A great shot, great save by Nine.
Crucial face-off draw here with 55 seconds left on the power play. Adam Offenbach is the one that's called to win it for Stevenson. As Kopka and Burke continue to tussle on the far side of the circle.
They're going to throw him. Yep.
And Kopka and Burke still chirping at each other. No love lost between these two teams. A big face-off win by Kopka, swings it around Jones. Jones shoots. Puck got all the way through. And Nine able to corral it. They were looking for a deflection. The stick of Wesley, and Kopka tried to wreak havoc, but they whiffed.
You'd like to see a little more traffic go straight to the front of the net. You know if that puck's going to the weak side D-man and then straight in front to the strong side defenseman, you know he's going to shoot that puck. The wingers need to know to get in front of the net immediately, cause traffic, block Brennan Nine's view. You got to get one here. Got to be smart on those plays.
Again, another face-off draw win. That's 3 or 4 in a row for Stevenson. Throws it in the far side corner. Not sure what Liam Jones was doing there. Really inexcusable. And no offensive zone opportunity there. Dalkey fires that one in towards Reebok. And now GBN's going to be able to waste some time. Really not sure what Liam Jones was thinking on that one. Had good position. Just kind of threw the puck away.
He must have thought he had somebody down low and or just needed to get the puck away from danger, but he wasn't in danger. So
here's Kopka.
Inexcusable. It's the right word for it.
Liam
Need
Jones.
better from Jones there.
And Wilcox takes it away. GBN, if they hurry, they could have a 2 or 3 on 1. Wilcox drops to Levin. Levin just tosses a shot, nearly finds pay dirt on that one. It's kind of an awkward position.
Reebok was almost scooching. Yeah, he was scooching from left to right and almost overshot it. Had to recorrect himself in a hurry.
Offenbach near side half board, drops to Kopka. A little bit tight. A trip. No call right in
they're
front
not
of this
calling.
linesman.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
That's a textbook trip right there. That would be Another power play for Stevenson, but that'll do the first one.
3:20 left in the third period. We're back to full strength. Offenbach. Looking rink wide, but cut off there by Levin. Precious seconds ticking off the clock right now for Stevenson.
Gotta move.
Here comes Rom. Rom skates hard, has no one backdoor. Cohen plays it long, but loses it. We'll keep an eye to our right. And the net of Stevenson. At what point, Jeremy Reebok.
You think in the next 30 seconds to a minute, he's out of the net.
Here's a chance. Rom shoots that one well high of the net. Puck still bouncing around. Now loose in the slot, but steered aside by Daniel Wilcox. Here's Rom. Rom looking. He's got Stokes back door. Now retreating back towards the point. Stokes just held on to the puck. Oh, wins it back. Here's Rom. He shoots back door. Oh, what a stick.
Wow.
Saving a goal.
Wow.
Was Alex Adler. And now 2:20 left here in the third period, and we have an icing call.
And that's the right look through the slot, too. Tic-tac-toe, 1, 2, 3, cut back to the back door. If he's able to get a stick on that's probably in the back of Brennan Nine's net.
Oh, Brennan Nine was beat. The only reason it's 2-0 still is that Alex Adler very alertly tying up the stick.
Yep, exactly. He got his blade down just in time.
2:19 to go. A little surprised with an offensive zone draw.
I got to be honest, I am too.
That Jeremy Reebok is still in his net and not on the bench for a sixth attacker.
My guess here is if Offenbach wins it in the offensive zone, then he goes. But GBN won it.
He's hanging there.
You don't even see deep in his crease. You're absolutely right.
You don't even see the coaching staff really looking at him.
Nope.
Now here's Braden Roy. Winds up, shoots that one well wide. GBN going to full time wasting mode. 1:58 left in the third period. And that one intercepted in the middle of the ice. Here's Glowacki. He shoots. Chance out in front. A follow. What a save by Reebok. Back to the point and Burke. That puck pops out.
That's outside the zone. They signal it. They got it.
Would have been a delayed offsides, and Wilcox really take a run at Kopka, and he whiffed. And this puck tossed deep once again.
I have a feeling if Konopka did end up making contact, would have been a penalty there for interference. It was a puck dumped far in about 2 seconds prior to that. So lucky for the GBN defender that he did not connect with his man. Minute and 34.
33 shots, 33 saves thus far in the GBN net. 29 shots for GBN, 27 saves in the Stevenson net. So a lot at stake with a minute 34 left in the third period. Here's a shot. Oh, big save. That one
looked like a face mask right off.
I think you're right.
Right off the dome of Reebok.
And it looked like it caught him a bit by surprise.
Yep.
Wilcox just content.
It's a smart play by Wilcox.
The clock's not running. Clock hasn't been running.
Yeah, it's going now.
And we're still at a minute 30.
Stevenson will get a couple extra seconds to try to create some magic.
Not exactly a home ice clock here tonight in Northbrook. Here's Offenbach. Still in his net. There comes Reebok out of his net. Sixth attacker on the ice for Stevenson. That sixth attacker is Kopka.
They lost possession of the puck, though.
Here's Wilcox, fires just wide of the net. Here's Dahlke with a follow-up block there by Schellist. GBN
trying to attack the pucks. If you're Stevenson, you got to get to these pucks.
GBN trying to cement this game. Under 50 seconds left to go. Empty net. 6 attackers for Stevenson. Away we go. Here's Wesley. Wesley on the attack. He gets
offside.
in offside just a hair early.
Wow. As a coaching staff, you tell your players that the 3 feet on either side of the blue line never pass the puck. And that's exactly why. You are asking, you carrying all your momentum in one direction. You pass the puck there, you're asking for offsides. That's what we just saw. That's the no pass zone.
You said it, Taylor. The pass really just ill-advised. Didn't need to have the space he needed.
Nope.
Could have entered the zone.
That pass can't be made that close to the blue line.
Now 40 seconds to go. Stevenson still with 6 attackers. This puck comes bounding out of the neutral zone. Back into the Stevenson end here, Schellist. Schellist looking up ice, tries to find Wesley, misses his stick, but puck goes trickling into the GBN zone. Easily scooped out there by Burke. all the way down the ice. Not going to make it all the way for icing. Schellis has to play it. Now 20 seconds to go. Schellis, rink wide, here's Kopka. Loses the puck at the blue line. Burke again, tries to chip it out, can't. Here's Cohen. Cohen looking for some help, goes far point. Schellis shoots, deflected, and wide. 6 seconds. Now under 5, Rabkin gonna backhand it. Gonna try to get a cheap goal. Will it get there?
Oh!
Just misses the net, and that will be the game. So GBN with a workmanlike effort and come out with the 2-0 victory here tonight. What an effort from both sides. Obviously, GBN playing a really good defensive game. And Brennan 9 was absolutely brilliant. A 33-shot shutout for the stalwart in net for GBN. They continue their string of good hockey. And their last 3 games, winning all 3, and a couple against rivals. It has been a tough but impressive stretch for this wounded GBN team, but they keep pressing on, whether it's David Wilcox playing multiple positions, Tim Burke as well, Matt Dahlke being asked to do a lot for his team. So hopefully we can get head coach Evan Polakidis as he comes off the ice. A winning coach here tonight. And he mentioned before the game, 4th game in 4 days. Not an easy stretch. Stevenson is going to have to turn around. They'll take on Loyola Wednesday evening. New Trier Green next Saturday. Excuse me, Saturday. And then finally to round out their SHL play, they'll take Barrington. So hopefully Taylor can corral Evan Polakidis, get some thoughts from the winning veteran coach here tonight. Again, Reebok, no shame in net tonight. Stopped 27 of 29 shots. It was really impressive in net as well. Just not quite as dominant as Brennan 9 was, and the march he makes to continue to make that case for goalie of the SHL well in play, and maybe best goalie in the state here tonight. So we'll wait a moment here as looks like finalizing some game stats, and looks like Taylor has corralled Coach Polakidis. And we'll send it down to them now.
Taylor Ramel joined by head coach of Glenbrook North, Evan Polakidis. Coach, 4 games, 4 days. A big win, missing some players. You guys got to be happy to get a couple days off, obviously not on the ice till Wednesday. What's the message to them?
Well, you know what? Truly, the 4 days have been really tough in every way you can think of, and to come away with 3 out of 4 is really a testament to their character. I know, cliches are thrown around all the time, but what that locker room gave this weekend was quite extraordinary.
Thank you so much, Coach. Great win today. We'll see you.
Thank you, Taylor. Those reactions, moments after the game, always nice to hear. You could hear the really genuine, pride and how well his team played, and how much they have battled through adversity the last couple of weeks. In the 4th game in 4 days, finishing on a strong note, really starting to play their best hockey of the season here tonight. Well, thank you for joining us, everybody, for tonight's SHL Game of the Week. We thank you for viewing. Obviously, thank our great sponsors, CCTY Bearing, Stormy's Restaurant, Financial Solutions Advisory Group, and Loyola Academy Hockey. We thank them for their wonderful support in having us out here every weekend of the hockey season. Just one more scheduled game to go. Don't worry, we will have playoff action as well, but that schedule's still to be determined. Once again, your final, GBN 2, Stevenson 0. Big thank you to our crew here. Russ Wagner stepping in camera duty for Eric Peary. Of course, Jimmy the Wiz Olsen getting everything done with the graphics and the great stats and everything we have here for you on the broadcast. Now, of course, alongside Taylor Ramel, I am Max Anderson. Thank you for joining us here this evening. Have a lovely rest of your weekend, and we'll talk to you again next.